Hey everyone, Ruthie here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm back in my kitchen, so you know we're cooking up something delicious. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, so I wanted to share my favorite apple pie with you all. This is a little bit of a longer recipe, not gonna lie to you, but I am gonna take you step by step and hopefully make it really easy for you. This recipe came from America's Test Kitchen. They have the best recipes. They like test them out excessively and come up with the ultimate recipe. I will say, this apple pie is stellar. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it and get cooking. This recipe calls for a double crust dough, so I am gonna take you along the way and show you step by step how to make the dough first, and then we'll make the actual filling. Yes, we are making everything from scratch. The main thing for this recipe that you'll need is really cold butter, and you wanna always keep it cold. So the first thing I like to do is go ahead and cut up my butter and my vegetable shortening and then stick it back in the freezer. So let's go ahead and do that first. So it does call for a stick and a half of butter, so it's for a Thanksgiving meal. We're not gonna count calories. Your cubes don't have to be exact, but you do want them about 1/4 inch cubes, I think. Just cut it into little cubes. We're gonna go ahead and stick that into a little dish. I know the traditional is pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. I don't know. I prefer apple pie. What's your go-to pie? What do you make? Do you make pie? Do you buy it? Also, what are you doing this year? Are you making the whole shebang? Are you just cooking a few things? Are you just doing takeout and supporting local businesses? We're gonna need 2½ cups of flour. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna pulse that together for a little bit. Just scatter the shortening all over your flour and sugar, and then we'll pulse it for about 10 seconds. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna grab our butter and scatter that all over and pulse it again. And let's turn this back on. Next, you're gonna wanna grab a pretty large bowl. We're just gonna dump all of it in there. You're gonna want some water with some ice in it. We're gonna grab a tablespoon, and we're gonna do about 6. So we're gonna sprinkle that on top. And I like to do it a few at a time, and you're just gonna kind of fold this in. Now at the very beginning, it looks like it's nothing's happening, but it will, don't worry. Rotate and push it down, rotate and push it down. So I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to my surface and finish it off there. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some flour on my surface. Now I'm gonna take some plastic wrap, divide the dough into 2, and we're basically done making the dough. All right, and now we're gonna just wrap it and kind of form it into like a disc shape. So I think it's ready to go. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with my second piece. We're gonna stick it in the fridge today for about an hour, and then we'll come back and actually make the pie. So first off, let's start with the dough. We're gonna roll it out and pop it back in the fridge for a little bit, and then we'll get the rest of our ingredients together. So I'm just flouring my board a little bit and my rolling pin. Grab my pie dish. I'm using a 9½ inch dish, and the way we're going to do it, we're going to use that rolling pin to roll this onto the crust. So we'll just kind of start, and we're going to scrape as we go. Start on one edge and roll this all the way over. Look at that. All right, so now we want to kind of get it nice in there. So you're kind of push in. And then if there's any holes, just kind of stick the dough. I also suggest making this maybe the day before Thanksgiving if you are going to make it for Thanksgiving, because once you bake it, it needs to sit for a good think 4 hours. So unless you want to do it first thing in the morning, there's our pie crust. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this in the fridge for 30 minutes and we'll roll out our second one. All right, and now I'm gonna roll out my second piece, and this is the one that's gonna go on the very top. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, the worst part about making apple pie is peeling and slicing all these apples, and you need a lot of them. And that used to be literally the worst part, and probably one of the reasons I didn't wanna make pie. But then I discovered this incredible KitchenAid attachment that peels and slices fruits and vegetables. Oh my God, life-changing. And I'm gonna show you how incredible this is. So you'll attach this peeler, I will have it linked down below, to your KitchenAid. You're gonna need the thing to pierce your apple and 2 attachments. I think this is the slicer and the peeler. You're gonna take your piercer and pierce your apple. Then you're gonna stick your apple on to the attachment, hook up the peeling attachment, and move this just a little bit closer and turn it on. Oh my God, it gets better. So we got our apple peeled. Leave your apple where it's at, move this back, take off the peeling attachment, put on the slicing attachment. Let's move it just a little bit closer and turn it back on. It's slicing it. Whoa! All right, now you're gonna take off the rest of your apple. These are the steps you have to do. The piece that has a little bit of a peel on it, go ahead and just take that off. And then all you're gonna do is use your knife and slice it down the middle. And you have beautiful apple slices. And the ones with the skin, just go ahead and eat it. Now we're gonna go ahead and preheat our oven to 500 degrees. All right, y'all, we're almost there. So we're gonna add some sugar into our bowl, 5 1/4 ounces to be exact. Perfect. And we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of flour, 2. And then we're gonna add some lemon juice and some lemon zest. We're gonna do about a teaspoon, so just kind of zest it a little bit. All right, I'm gonna say that's about a teaspoon. Very exact here, guys. Then we're gonna slice our lemon and squeeze out some lemon juice. Your nutmeg, your cinnamon, your allspice, and some salt. We're gonna go ahead and sprinkle that in. All right, and now we're gonna toss in all those beautiful apples of ours. We're gonna try not to break the slices, so you just kind of wanna fold everything in. Now let's go get our dough from our fridge. I'm just gonna start with our pie dish first, and we're gonna go ahead and put all of these apples in there. And I know it's a lot, but trust me, they will cook down. And now we just have to cover it. So go ahead and get your other pie crust, and we will need our rolling pin one more time. I'm gonna use my scraper and scrape the dough back on my rolling pin. So just roll that on. And roll it on top. Ooh, yeah. So now we want to cut off, or just use my hands, but you can use scissors and be civilized. You're just gonna kind of want to collect the edges together and smush them together. And then we're gonna go ahead and use our fingers. So what you're gonna wanna do is grab your 2 fingers and your thumbs and just kind of go around like so. Just go all the way around. Grab your knife and kind of just do some slices. This will let the air out. I like to do 4, and then I'll do 4 more kind of in between. And then we're gonna brush it with just an egg white. We're just gonna brush the whole pie. We're gonna sprinkle just a little bit of sugar. And that is it. Now we're gonna bake it. Remember that oven you preheated to 500 degrees? Go ahead and reduce it down to 425. Put this in and bake it for about 25 minutes until it's golden brown. Then you're gonna reduce it to 375. Rotate your baking sheet clockwise, very important, and bake it for another 30 to 40 minutes until you kind of see that bubbling on top. Once it's all done, we're gonna go ahead and take it out of the oven and let it cool at room temperature for 4 hours and then serve it. And with that, that is my pie recipe. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for sticking around. As always, if you like my videos, please make sure to subscribe. That's the best way you can show your support. I wish you and your family a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you at my next one. Bye. Nope, that's not it.